Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Game off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Game off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Aim off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Aim off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Aim off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Aim off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Click, clack, charge, stack, bagging up them profits. Live stream flowing, keyboard slamming, never stop it. Tradesharpe on the rise, make them Wall Street nervous. Big account, buying lobsters at that lavish surface. Cash flow quick, lobsters in the mix. True hustle on display, never miss a click. Dollar signs, live streams, making waves. In the market game, riding high like trade. Crypto, forex, indices, all aligned. Tradesharpe stunning, pockets full, feeling fine. Few account climbing, gains up in the skies. Every trader banger, never seeing demise. Cash flow quick, lobsters in the mix. True hustle on display, never miss a click. Dollar signs, live streams, making waves. In the market game, riding high like trades. Crypto, forex, indices, all aligned. Tradesharpe stunning, pockets full, feeling fine. You account climbing, gains up in the skies. Every trader banging, never seeing demise. Cash flow quick, lobsters in the mix. True hustle on display, never miss a click. Dollar signs, live streams, making waves. In the market game, riding high like trades. Got that Midas touch, turning trades to gold. Fans watching all, stories being told. Broker fees, no bother, wealth and rapid fold. Tradesharpe, living large, lobsters never cold. Cash flow quick, lobsters in the mix. True hustle on display, never miss a click. Dollar signs, live streams, making waves. In the market game, riding high like trades.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is good, hope everyone is well. Let me see everything is working. And yeah, let's go. See what we got going on for today. And take it from there, think we're coming close to 1,000 uploads now. What are we now? 996. Yeah, that's crazy. This will be probably, I think, coming towards the 700th stream here soon, which is pretty crazy to think about, in my opinion. And yeah, man, let's get started. Let's get started with everything and see what's going on with the charts. So I have to try realize, I mean, 700 stream, I probably did like 150 streams with just analysis, because that's what I used to do when I originally streaming. I didn't agree with showing positions on stream. Thought it would just invite the wrong crowd, but I did it anyways, and we're here today. So let's have a look at the calendar and we can see what's going on for today. Today being Tuesday, pretty clean day. We have jolts a little bit later for USD, 30 minutes after NYSE open. And Wednesday is pretty heavy day. We have USD FOMC statements, we have USD ADP, but London session is clean in that sense, but we do have a lot of stuff in US session. US session is basically cooked for the majority of the session, man. 4:30 we have GDP. We have then 6 o'clock home sales, which is not too important. Then we have, of course, the market will probably wait for FOMC. Thursday we have Bank of Japan opening up again. Start to talk about that. We have unemployment claims, and then of course Friday being the big day of NFP. So let's have a look what's happened over yesterday. Gold pushed down during New York session, tapping into daily support there. 4-hour time frame creating a support and a change of structure, so giving us a mixed bias here, but more on the bullish side as we are coming from a daily support, 4-hour support, as long as we can break these highs. Worst thing is we can remain in this range. It would be pretty boring, but if we could start to leave these highs here, it would be an opportunity for potential buys, albeit we do not get faked out here by some lack of volume. If we do end up failing from here, we can play the range. There is somewhat of a risky sell in the range, but it's not suicide, but it is risky below here to look for sells. So my plan for today is going to be to look for buys from the top above the range here, probably above 20 key level, which I can move up about 0.2 pips or 2 pips, sorry. So buys above the 20 level here would be my plan, and then for the sells I'll be looking for below here, but just depending on how it forms, and that's going to be the plan for the buys here and the sells. So pretty straightforward plan. We're in a pretty simple pre-session range. Good clean candles behind here as well. We've had a double 1, 2 and 3 zoned here, so normally if we do get volume, that should be a pretty smooth zone to push through, at least get us back to this previous daily support or 25 level there. So ultimately it's a 50 pip range, which is not bad at all. Looking at DAX here on the other hand, DAX kind of similar scenario, pullback yesterday. We actually retraced the whole move plus a Friday's move as well, and more. Came back down to the range lows now. Now this is a very important zone. I want you guys to see this zone. We've had 1, 2, 3 lows being formed from here. All of those lows have basically brought us close to all-time high. We are rejecting off that now, at least for a bounce. 4-hour time frame has closed 2 candles bullish. We are close below this previous 4-hour, but trying to get above it right now. Put this P4. Now looking at 1-hour time frame, we can see we're trying to break out at the moment of our current range. Big candle coming in on the 15, pretty early candle. We're gonna see in about 5 minutes here how this candle closes. I would love to see some 5-minute structure and then take buys back up to previous daily support. If not, I'm happy to buy above previous daily support, obviously watching these levels towards the left here. And that's basically how I'm gonna run it here. We can look to take sells, but I'm seeing a very good bullish structure for now, so I'm not interested in sells until I see that change and a change of structure. And even that happened back here, but it ended up faking out. We can't really use this for too much information because it was not in a session time. But if you look at this, we broke structure nicely. We never broke the low, which would have kept us safe if we were trading at that time. But you can see how we're more bullish, because even with a break of structure, we ended up closing back in the range and now continuing towards the upside. So this is how I'm going to be tackling this session, is basically some structure here and then looking to continue potential buys if we can get that. Looking at GJ, nothing really changed. We're in the same spot, trying to break down a little bit more. I'm not interested in GJ. 4-hour closed at support. GJ is not of interest unless you want to try sell down to the bottom of the range, but looking overall boring for me, and a lot of BS on GJ, small ranges as well. Here we're only working with a 15 pip range. So for me, GJ is not really something I'm too interested in today. Now looking at UJ though, UJ we can see that daily time frame is reaching close to daily resistance. 4-hour time frame as well, kind of rejecting from that. We do have a 4-hour bearish candle close here. We have a 4-hour support lurking here. See what that 1 hour is. We're trying to close below that 1 hour and 5 minutes. 15 minutes could close below its own body, start to make its way down towards this support here as well. This is a 15-minute support, so we could get that in about 3 minutes, to be honest. Stop loss above here, 13 pips. We have 7 pips to there, and then 14 pips down to the 4-hour support. Could be the trade, plus a 1-hour close as well. Just need to make sure we're not putting in higher lows at some point here. So I mean, UJ basically has a potential setup here. Problem is, how does this 30-minute close? So we'll see UJ in about 3 minutes here. If it pushes too deep, not going to give us too much range, but we're going to see it in 3 minutes. And yeah, that is the plan here. Also, we have gold trying to close above right now in 2 minutes as well. We have nice 5-minute structure on gold. I wonder if gold is a better option here than UJ. What are we looking like? 30 pip stop for 43 pip target. Quite like gold as well. We do have a 5-minute structure there. Let's see where this stop loss is going to be. It will be back inside of the 5-minute structure as well. So we'll see how everything closes here and take it from there. DAX, to be honest, needs to form structure. DAX is on a different, just pushing for now on DAX. So DAX is going to be hard to get in because we lack structure compared to, let's say, gold, which has this 5-minute structure here, and UJ as well, having same structure as well. On UJ, we can see we're forming some structure here. So that is nice on both. So let's see how this closes here. But that's overall the analysis. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Everything is clear. If you did, you know the drill. If we can do the YouTube business, leave a like on the stream. Appreciate, we have 100 people in here. Appreciate everyone showing up. Normally have a little bit more in the morning. People seem to be a bit tired today, maybe. And let's kill it today, guys. So leave a like on the stream. You know the drill. Let's get it today and see what we have in store. Which broker do you use for US 30? Same as my main broker. I don't really change. Yo, Harry, didn't realize you stream US session. How's the ORB strats looking? I don't really use ORB. I use something a little bit better than ORB. How long you stay in NY session? Well, I look at NY open and then I check it for every 15 minutes. If I'm trading NYSE, probably like an hour and a half. It's enough. How much would you sell Pip Labs for, bro? Depends. Like selling the company. When we launch V5, it will be worth a lot more. At the moment, we had it valued to get it registered with some of the authorities to have it some of our softwares protected and painted it. They were evaluating it easily above mid 7 figures, and then once we start to obviously get, so this closed below 20 here. Obviously, once we have, let's say, a user base of 1,000 users or something, that could easily increase the company's value to quite a lot, because you'd be selling a profitable business, and people like profitable businesses. But white labeling it would be a different story. Gold close above, closed maybe above on broker, but not for me. It's not above 20. Let's see. Let's put this to 20. Yeah, I mean, we could try rely for it to push through this key level here. Let's see on broker. Nice bottom wick after rejecting the key level. Literally right at key level, huh? Probably a 1 minute close above key level would be the way if it's gonna have volume. Because on my broker it's exactly at 20. Yeah, mine is pinpoint 20. So I think what I want to wait for is like a close above that key level. With even a 1 minute could be enough, you know, especially now that we're making a bottom wick. Could do it for us. So that's what I'm going to wait for, to see if we can get a close above. Even if our entry is going to be, let's say, up here because we wait for the close, still makes sense with stops. 5 bearish and next closing above would be amazing. That would be more ideal for sure. We could also enter half on the 1 and then enter the rest on the 5. There's like different options we can do. I just like it because it's a 1 hour close as well. So based on a 1 hour, it makes sense to push through a key level, right? We have the 1 hour, we have the 30, we have the 15. If I'm going to be super like too tight and just say, okay, the whole reason I'm going to ignore a 1 hour, a 30 and a 15 is because of a key level that we did close above on, let's say, lower time frame, especially after this bottom wick. I honestly feel like after this type of bottom wick, you don't have to worry about it, because if it's going to be a problem, we should just keep rejecting now. Which it's doing, which makes me even more confident that if we start to flip, it's a good sign. Hi bro, I want to ask you, if you enter in a trade, after entry you realize you didn't mark a level, completely change your view on that trade, will you what will you do? Well, depends if I'm in profit or in loss. If it tapped the level that I didn't realize and I'm rejecting and I'm in loss, I will just close, because it's a level I didn't realize and I've rejected it, and let me manage my trade. It's a mistake from my side. Let's say I realize there's a level here and my trade is, I entered here, right? If I entered here and there's a level here, then I'll at least trade to this level and see what's up. You know, if it rejects it, I get out break even. So it won't change my trade, but it will change my management. What about 3 previous failed continuations above structure? Does that matter? Which ones? We have only one here, and it never broke the high of this top candle here as well. So we have this one here, which is below key level again, which is important. This one did get continuation. And also it's a low volume time, so you can't really look at continuation. And so far we're pulling back. So it's not 3 times. This one is a failed one here, but it's a very weird time, 6 a.m., you know. I expect it to fail at 6 a.m. and also there's nothing that closed above key level. What I'm interested to see how 1 minute reacted around here. So you see 1 minute created a resistance, and then we respected this resistance the whole time. Respect, respect, respect. If something were to close above, that would kind of be like, okay, I'm ready to go. Right now, with the way we're forming, is good. We could actually look for probably a 5, maybe close above, because we have now a deeper pullback to deal with. It's a great bottom wick. We can't ask for a better bottom wick. I mean, if you look at it on 1 hour, it looks very clear. And also, this is the one thing that's very interesting. If we look at the 1 hour, every time it closed above on the 1 hour, it never broke the high, right? 1 hour never broke the high, so it pulled back. 1 hour close above, never broke the high, so it pulled back. 1 hour close above, never broke the high. Until we break the high, we're going to be kept safe. So if that shit wants to still continue where it respects the highs and pulls back, we're not part of this pullback. We get in after the pullback, because now if it wants to flip, then we start to be interested. So it's actually pretty nice in that sense. On Pip Labs, it says to choose a strategy, but there's no options. Obviously, it's your strategy, so you need to name your strategy. So you don't choose a random strategy, you name your own strategy and press save. There's literally a box there, you can type your strategy name so that you can start to collect data on your own strategy. Drinking alcohol and smoking will affect mindset, affect trading career? For sure, 100%. Smoking, not really. Cigarettes is not really going to affect. I mean, if you are addicted to cigarettes and you want to stop and you can't quit, it can kind of make you see that, hey, there's a... I mean, quitting cigarettes is not easy for a lot of people, but if you're able to quit cigarettes, then you'll be able to definitely be disciplined as a trader enough to stop over trading, to stop over risking, to stop FOMO trading. So that's a good way to practice. So if you are able to quit cigarettes, then you're definitely able to quit the bullshit in trading. Drinking and trading is obviously going to be a terrible idea. Drinking the day before is going to be a terrible idea. I named it, but it says invalid strategy because you have to press save, man. Let me show you. It's very simple. You go, once it says, here's strategy, add strategy, press the button, and then see this tick, press it. Even if you don't press the tick, I'll show you. It still allows you, okay? Look, strategy, add new strategy, name it. Hello, right? I didn't even press tick. You can press start, you see, and then it starts up. So you don't even have to press the tick, but you can if you want to. Just to save it. $39 is not bad stop loss. 2 minutes for this 5 to close. Hey, it's so good to see you. After 1 year, I stopped trading. Wow. If someone buys PipLab subscription on affiliate link, do you lose 20% on that? We don't lose 20%, we're giving 20% to the affiliate. So if you refer a friend, then you get paid for referring a friend. It's a fair deal, we offer fair business. So it's not really a loss, but yeah, it is an expense for us. But it's an expense because even if you invite a friend to buy from us, right? So let's say both of your friends decide to buy PipLabs and both of you say, let's use each other's code so we both get a percentage off. That's fair because you're inviting two people to do it. And we're literally paying for you guys doing that. So it's actually pretty fair. USD JPY didn't close below, so the next candle that we have to trade on UJ for me is going to be a 15 close in 5 minutes. I took UJ sells on the 1 hour flip for wick fill. Is that valid? Let me see. On the flip for 1 hour, did we tap anything? Yeah, I mean, it is valid on a 1 hour. You do have enough range. Break even at the 15. It's just scary that we didn't break low. You normally want to break low. See, gold is getting pretty close to this flip here. 5 minute candle closed. Be interested to see if we can get a 1 minute close above. I would be interested in a potential buy, stop loss below that 5 minute. Taking gold on 1 hour, it makes sense. Your stop loss is pretty big, man. Your stop loss is pretty big. So, you know, it's not going to be a 1-to-1, 58 for 44. So even when we get to previous daily support, you're not at 1-to-1. So if that happens, you kind of have to hold it intraday. So for me, I'm just looking to get in with a smaller stop loss so that by the time I get here, I'm 1-to-1, you know? And I can be done with my trade. Yeah, I think it will be, but I don't like that there's no structure on 1 minute. That's something very concerning for me. So I'm kind of hoping it rejects this 5 minute resistance now and creates 1 minute structure at the same time. We also have a 15 minute candle close in 3 minutes. So I kind of also like the 15 closing bearish like this, and then the next one breaks the high. It's a form of a setup 3 big liquidity grab. So in that case, we could use this candle closing bearish and then a 1 minute candle close above to be the kind of final confirmation. If not, we can just be entering here. Honestly, we should be, something needs to break this, honestly. The reason being is because it's the 4 hour high. So there's going to be absolutely, we reduce a lot of probabilities of continuation until we break that 4 hour high. It's simple price action, right? Because if this fails now, we can blame it never broke the high, right? Just like all of these 1 hour candles never broke the high and all of them failed. The same thing can happen on the 4 hour time frame. It's just going to take the session to play out and we're going to be part of that. So instead of being part of that, we can always say like, hey, I'm going to wait for something to close above the 4 hour, right? Which would be a lot nicer. Not close above, sorry, break. USD JPY, let's see how it's progressing here. There is a 15-minute setup forming here, break of low. We don't have much range here. We're looking at 13 pips stop loss for a break even and about 4 pips, and then 10 pips to the 4 hour support. You would need a push past the 4 hour support for this to play out. That's what we would need. But it is a setup. Based on 1 hour, we have room down. It's 11 pips. See how it closes. I mean, gold, I quite like gold. It's trying to coil up, it looks like, you know, every time it comes down, it's trying to pop up. If this 5 can close above here, would be even nicer. Now that we have, you see the miracle, the 1 minute structure made there, it's good. It's kind of what we wanted to see happen at the resistance. Now we need to see if there's enough 1 minute volume to push this 5 minute to close above. Even if it closes like this, I'm not worried because it looks like a nice thunderstorm. Not thunderstorm, setup 3. Closing deeper like this, not the best. Especially if 5 closes bearish. We probably have to wait for one more candle. If 5 closes bearish, I'm probably looking for buys above this. I'm looking for buys above this and then start to hover stop loss instead of below the wick. I can get away with this stop loss here because I'm adding an extra confirmation of breaking through that level. But let's see how it closes. We have about 15 seconds to see if it can pop its way above. Literally teasing right at, huh? So it closed that. Let's see how the 15 looks though. 15, nice candle, man. We just need a bottom wick here. That's a good candle. But no bottom wick. That's a shame. That's a big shame, actually. See if we can come back and make one. USD JPY close and good top wick. Yeah, we have two setups available at the same time. USD JPY valid setup here. Nice top wick. You can have a 13 pips stop loss, but your break-even point unfortunately is only 4 pips away, so you need to rely on some volume to get that 1-to-1. But this is valid. I wonder if we just take USD JPY. I also am interested in gold as well though. Not enough range, usually comes back, take you out, break even. Yeah, that could be an issue. Question is the top wick enough to push down a little bit more? Alright, so we're making the bottom wick on gold. Here's what we wanted to see. So honestly, maybe breaking this high would be good enough. Let's just put a line here. If we were to run stops here. Have a look at what that would look like in terms of stop loss. Breaking this high, which is the 4-hour high, 35 pips for 38. Makes sense. How long till this 5 close? About 2 minutes. As an experienced trader, what's your opinion on how market's behaving nowadays to a year ago from now? Random price actions? Not random price actions, just we're having a slower summer, which is fine because we had a very exciting January, February, March, which we didn't really have last year. Last year it was very smooth throughout the year, but January, February, March, April this year have been very exciting in terms of great price action, heavy movement. So it's okay to have a slower summer, but we're coming close towards the end of summer. And I'm starting to see the markets pick up again. I think last month, well, this beginning of this month and mid last month, extremely slow. June, July was very slow. But I mean, that's typical. There used to be an old saying called sell away in May. Sell away in May and go away. That's the saying. You can search that in Google. Sell away in May and go away. So that's why they used to sell in May, because June, July is slow. And that was traditionally how the markets were. But last year we had so many fundamental reasons for markets to continue to move that we never actually saw that be executed. Summer months were actually some of the better months. If you check my journal, summer months were breaking out. Most of our breakouts happened in summer months. But this summer we're mostly ranging on most assets. Looks like we might get the close above on 5 here. We'll see in about 19 seconds. Definitely going to be waiting for that close. It seems like it's going to be a... Ooh, see that rejection suddenly. Still, we haven't broke the high. Let's see. So I think I'm going to take a buy once we break this high here, which is that 4-hour high. That's going to be my plan. Going to put stop loss below this 5 here. And yeah, that's it. That is the plan. About 36 pip stop loss. Already broken that high on my broker? Not yet on mine. I drew a line on it. So ideally, if we want to fail, it should fail from here before we get triggered in. It will be nasty to see a quick liquidity grab and then it fails. That will be nasty. We will be caught out on that. But that's why we're waiting now for the break of high to hopefully be protected from that potential scenario. But, you know, I am prepared if I do see it wick the high and then immediately into drawdown. It's not the best sign, but, you know, everything else is lining up. I also have to take this phone call. Give me a second, guys. Same order, though. Hello? Good. If this 5 closes like this, I'm still happy with it. It's a thunderstorm. If it closes back below the range, it is something I need to consider here, if I still want to be part of that move. So I'm just going to wait to see how the closes. So I'm happy with that close. Oh, no bottom wick, but I got triggered. Shit. Really, I'm zooming in. Yeah, so I have to... Still below entry for me. I wanted to get out. See if I can just get above entry. Or let it make a bottom wick is also fine. Well, now it's making its bottom wick. I guess that's it. But ideally wanted to get out before. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. So I needed to re-break the highs. That's what I need right now. Now that it's made a bottom wick, it's fine, but we need to re-break the highs. That would be my ideal entry. It's consolidating. Yeah, so ideally, I wonder if it's what I'm thinking just to get out because I shouldn't really be in with that no bottom wick. It's kind of a deadly one, but I can manage on 1 minute structure. I don't really want to take a 14 pip loss for no reason. This candle closes 2 minutes. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to wait 2 minutes here based on 15. That's the only way I can manage this now. Base it on 15. So if 15 close back in the range, I can look to manage. If not, not ideal. If you're not in, then just wait for the re-break of the high. That is supposed to be the real entry here because there was open no bottom wick. Now we've made its bottom wick. It's fine. Once it re-breaks the high, I would have been in both ways. So then it's nice. But till I have that confirmation, I'm a bit in a higher risk position for myself now. Okay, seems like it rebroke its high, so it would have been in both ways, which is a good confirmation now. Past that kind of initial scary stage. Just needs some volume now. We need a lobster on the chart pulling the candle. Yeah, we can put one. I swear if this makes it dump, I'm gonna be very upset at your comment. Bro, look what is making it flip, bro. Anti-hole satellite? Yeah, maybe we need anti-hole satellite. 15-minute close in 12 seconds. I'm happy with this 15th close though. As long as we can close like this, next candle break the high, it does look okay. Yeah, hopefully next candle bottom wick and then break the high. So here's our bottom wick. Can we break the high is our next equation. This is honestly a better entry, huh? With this bottom wick. Smaller stops. Yeah, this would have been a nicer entry. But we wouldn't have known that at the time. I don't have a top wick on my broker. And then we don't have to hold this drawdown of the bottom wick. Also a 30-minute close here as well. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm probably gonna take this entry. When this, my first entry gets in profit, I close first entry. I leave the second entry. I'm thinking to do something really crazy actually. Because this has like a little bit of profit here. 3 pips profit. What if I double down on my entries? I run this second entry, and if it breaks the high and I get a direct push, then my 2 entries will survive. If the first one comes back to break even, I close the first one at break even. Second one will have better risk to reward, because now instead of waiting for a 30 pip push, I only have to wait for a 24 pip push to get a 1-to-1. And if my second entry survives an initial push, I can have 2 entries there and make 2% easy. Yeah. And then if it just pushes, breaks the high, comes back, then the second position now break even, and I'm holding the new position with a smaller stop loss. Yeah, I think that's going to be a plan. Oh, I missed it, man. It flipped so fast. I missed it. As I have the buy stop ready, man. Shit. Okay, I'll just guess I'm gonna... See, I say the plan, and then it goes this fast. Now it's like a pip and a bit above entry, so we're just gonna leave. Leave it. You mean to adjust stop loss now to there? Yeah, we can now... Yeah, anything, any 5-minute closing back in the range, we can start to manage. Anyway, second position would have been stop break even. I mean, first position would have been, and then I would be in second position. But now we can just take less of a loss, so it just makes the trade lower risk. Stops below 50-minute candle now. Yeah, I want a bit of bigger push, so I'm just going to wait for a 5 because, you know, gold can do a little quick liquidity grab. We would be stopped out, whereas with this stop loss, I can still hold in case that happens. And then I can manage based on 50-minute closes and stuff. But ultimately, you know, I can manually close here. So mentally, my stop loss is here because I can just simply press the button if I really don't like it at that point. You are a kid in trading? Yeah, I am a kid in trading, man. I've only been trading for 5 years, bro. That's a kid. There's people who've been trading for 20 years, 30 years. Those guys really are good at trading. They have a lot of experience. But, you know, that comes from time. I can't speed up time, nor can I make it back. So I do my best every day. Where the fuck's the volume? Lost. We're lost in translation with volume. Again, 1 minute's ranging, and now we might just get FU candles straight down. So we'll see if it wants to respect stop loss. Otherwise, we were just ranging. Very hard to manage when we're just ranging. Barely get into profits. Oh, damn. FU candle. There it is. Good morning. Whoa. Straight to stop loss. Stop loss smacked. Let's go. That was fast. So I'm out of this position here. Ban the guy who got the lobster. So yeah, that was a clean position. I liked it. Unfortunately, did not go in the direction we wanted it. Lack of volume today. And that's it. Welcome to London session. I didn't even have a chance. I didn't even have a chance to move my stop loss back up, unfortunately. Would have been nice to move my stop loss back up. Then I could have lost a little less, but that 5 minute, I literally opened no top wick straight down, man. And it didn't even break that previous candle low on the 15. Previous candle low on the 15 was down here. We had a previous candle low here on the 15. This one right here. And once we had this low, look at this next 5, man. Literally open dumped. So yeah. So no chance to manage that with that open dump, man. Can't do anything about that. It's very unlucky to have an open dump like that. Looks like it wants to respect 30-minute lows. I do still trust in the trade, but what a liquidity grab so far. Typical no volume in London, man. It's just really, London is always like this. I mean, look at US session yesterday when we closed below yesterday in US session. Literally the candle closed below here, 70 pip candle closed below. Continuation, look at continuation yesterday. 190, 200 pips. London doesn't even want to give a continuation of 10 pips here. How much did we get on break of high? London, yeah, 12 pips. Yeah, it's like, you know, this is where those traders who close after 10 pip profit, 12 pip profit are gonna do well, you know. Time was this? I actually got triggered on this candle here, 1025 candle. Nice trade, I would take it again. Just unlike, I mean, we had all the confirmations we need. 1 hour close above, 30-minute close above, 15-minute with structure, setup 3 plus a close above, 15-minute break of high, 5-minute closes above, 5-minute structure, 5-minute previous range, 5-minute thunderstorm as well. Yeah. Really too many confirmations here. I really wouldn't change anything above this. Too many things here. If I make an excuse as to why this failed, then I'm just making up shit on the chart, because this has almost every confirmation. This actually should be this is like a 90% plus win rate trade. I guess we hit the 10%, which is very rare to hit the 10%. And honestly, I think it's just going to be because of this candle here. Open no top wick dump. Good thing you didn't take the second one. No, because the second one would have been fine. I would have entered the second one, it would have got out break even, and then I would have had the same result. I would have been out 1% in both ways, because the second one would have been out break even. What actually would have happened is the first one would have been break even. Re-entry? Potentially yes. Potentially yes. Seems like it swept the Tokyo high before London. If it swept the high, we would have seen a wick and then it come and sweep the highs. For now, we actually closed above the high. It's very rare for it to close above the high. It's going down for another liquidity grab. I mean, unfortunately, we did this in London yesterday where we just ranged. London yesterday also just ranged. This is London session yesterday. We just ranged all London session. So it looks like we're ranging all London session again. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to break out during London session today. If that's even going to be a possibility to even break out if we're just continuing to range here all session. Just no volume. DAX had great volume, but then no entries. It's giving straight 5-minute candle push. Now we're creating structure. So we're seeing about 20 minutes we have the open. Seems like we're starting to find some resistance around this area here. Then we have one a little bit higher potentially, but this one is crossed by a wick, a bigger wick, but still can have potential reaction. And see, this is the first time the 1 hour broke all the highs. The thing is, I only take away from this is if I see it rejecting again and again, making the highs, I'll close the trade. And then you do that, and that becomes your new management plan. And then every time you do that, the trade plays out. And then you miss all of the wins. It's a very deadly combination. Because it's rejected twice the highs. We got triggered here. It rejected once, it rejected twice. So 2 times is enough for you to say that that's it. So you're going to get out at minus. So this is when we got triggered. It came up, it pushed through the highs, fine. Then it came down again. Then it retested the highs one more time. So only 2 rejections after our entry. And then you would have closed down here. So when you close down here, you're closing at minus 14 pips. So you take a 0.5% loss. And let's say it plays out. Now you're in loss when it would have played out. And then you do that again, you lose again. Yeah, but it never did. Second position. Yeah, first position would have been break even, yeah. No, I mean, I never got to enter the second one. I only got just the one. You have a moment of time if this happens here, but not this one. Because 2 rejections is not enough. Otherwise, you just always close on rejection. Then you become like an emotional trader that the minute you see rejection. And then when you review the trade, you look back and you say, look, I closed because I saw rejection on 1 minute. But I had a 1 hour close above. I had a 30-minute close above. I had a 15-minute close above plus a setup 3 plus a close above the highest point of the day. I had a 5-minute structure plus a 5-minute thunderstorm and a 5-minute candle closing bullish, retesting the previous 15-minute zone, and it broke the previous 5-minute high. Why did I close? If it wins, you're going to be saying that to yourself. Then you're going to contradict yourself and say it was a stupid close. Do you trade NY even though you're not streaming it? I trade NY live. I'm in the group on I'm in the group on NY. So we have live weekly sessions. I'm also live chatting. So NY is still a session I trade. I'm just not live on YouTube for NY. NY has been very good. I share my trades in Harry Trades. You can see the difference. NY has been pretty smooth. This was yesterday break even. Today we'll add the loss. This was NY. Actually, this was London actually, the DAX. This was NY. This was NY. This was NY. You can see how many NYs. This was London. It's a solid trade, man. You have every confirmation you need in this one. Could you review? Of course I can. If you send it through. Or did you post it somewhere? I can have a look. What was this? Yeah, this is very simple, man. Super simple. At least it's simple, okay? So took this, made structure, plan was go to be, but it rejected off nothing. Unfortunately, you're not concentrating enough. If you're taking a trade on 5 minutes, you need to consider the 5-minute resistance, and you buy right into a resistance here. Boom. We rejected off it once again, we failed to close above it again, and we rejected again. You're asking for a slap. You've even rejected off it here. It's even a previous zone here. Deadly zone. Not only did we not close above the previous 5 minute, we didn't even close above this 5 minute here. So you have a double close below here. Double close below. So very simple reason why you lost that. You're just closing below resistances. Did we run bad SL? I don't think we ran a bad SL. We were considering at some point to run an SL below here. It just sucks that it's doing a liquidity grab. Like I said, I do trust the position, but I guess it wants to do this extra liquidity grab all the way down. Now we would have been back in deep profits here. Not deep profits, but you know. Yeah, typical. Yeah. We could have maybe run the 48 pip stop loss, but then we're probably managing here, huh? Yeah, always now you think about it. No re-entry. I'm trying to see logical re-entry at the moment. That makes sense for a stop that will actually make sense, you know. This is like 48 pip stop here for a 30 pip target, so 4 more re-entry. The only re-entry that will make sense is a 15 close above in 12 minutes, and we run a 30 pip stop for a, even then it's a 23 pip target. Like, we're getting fucked with these ranges at the moment. It doesn't make sense with a say, and you see we have to put bigger stop losses, so we need the range because we can't put an aggressive stop loss below 5. They're not surviving. I mean, our last stop loss as well, it was not considered even too much of an aggressive stop loss. We literally had it below a previous 15, below a 5, below the previous range. It's a very safe stop loss, but look how deep the liquidity grab went. Liquidity grab went within 5 pips of full below candle low. Are you tilted? I'm not tilted, no. I'm just disappointed, of course. I don't want to lose a trade when I'm right. You know, and these are situations where you can't really avoid as a trader. You have to just be like, okay, I make a decision. I put a logical stop loss that allows me to maximize for risk to reward. On YouTube, everyone is going to complain because if I put a big stop loss, you're going to complain I'm not optimizing for risk to reward. If I then get stopped out now, you're going to say I don't know what I'm doing. So this is why no one wins in the market, is because you don't accept that you can just get stopped out in a position but not be wrong. It doesn't change anything, right? It only just changed my P&L. I'm losing profits. I'm not losing any money. I'm losing profits. It's not a bad thing to lose profits. You're still making money. You're just losing profits. So when you lose profits and you think about it like that, it's not a bad idea. But imagine the budget you, like in life, every time you make money and you deposit it into a broker, that's not your savings. That's your profits you've made from other aspects in your life. So you're just making less than you had before. As long as you control that, you're safe. You're safe. NFP week, man. Typical shit. What a deep liquidity grab, huh? And still it's not enough for it to blast through the screen. I've been holding a trade for almost an hour now and I'm beginning to shake now because I don't understand why gold is behaving. If you're shaking while trading, then you don't know what you're doing overall. You're an emotional mess. You need to follow a plan, have a structure, and know exactly why you enter and where your stop loss is. What's the worst case scenario? You hit stop loss. Big deal. Move on. Harry, this is happening for me for the past 2 months. Setup is best, but price doesn't want to push. What do I do? Stop trading London for a bit? Yeah, go to New York for a bit, man. It's much easier. New York, look, I mean, at least in New York, you get a 200 pip push. I mean, it's very easy to not go wrong in a 200 pip push. At least you have volume. The only hard thing in New York will be maybe finding an entry, but at least when you find the entry, we have volume. Unless like this that is doing full liquidity grabs. I mean, check this out. We've double liquidity grabbed heavy. And still we're failing to break the highs, huh? Still struggling. 1 minute is still stalling now. It just shows you how lack of volume there is right now in the market. You literally have to put the trade and leave it. Stop loss or TP. Let it chop its way towards the upside. The scary thing is it can just do this at any point if it really wanted to. Was also trying to think if we could get a nice close here, but now it's closing deep to retrace this whole move. Bit of an impulsive move for no reason. But it's getting too close to London Open as well. Gold is always behaving like this. Menopause, it fakes, and once it stops you out, goes your way. Now it just makes it tough because we're not having enough volume to get a 1-to-1, but we need a big stop loss. So I mean, it stopped us out and now is back in profit. But if we ran a 50 pip stop loss, I don't even think we're going to get a 50 pip move today. So there's no point of running a 50 pip stop loss. So that's what makes it hard, is that, yeah, to survive this, we need the 50 pip stop loss. But if we put the 50 pip stop loss today, we're not getting a 50 pip target. Look at the size it has to move up to get 50 pips. So it makes no sense. We just need equal volume. Like, I want to take this re-entry of this 15-minute close here, but that's 33 pips. To get to previous daily resistance, 20 pips. I can break even there, yes. That is kind of my plan. But I'm also scared of the volume. Can I survive this stop loss here? Is it enough? We'll see how this closes and then take the decision from there. You literally DM'd me, Peter, and said I need to stop doing that. And then you do it again. Man, imagine holding this trade, how hard it is to hold, because there's no way, you just have to get out. I mean, it's just never giving you a chance. It pushes you in a bit of profit and then next candle back in drawdown. What is the trend on daily time frame? On gold, we're in a big consolidation. Check this out. But now we're towards the bottom of the consolidation. So if we bounce here like we've bounced every other time, it's a great spot to bounce. This is why I kind of wanted to try to take buys. It's a good bouncing spot. We see signs of bouncing on 4 hour. Dixie is pumping, that's why. It definitely does not help. That will be true. Let's see what Dixie... Yeah, that doesn't help at all. That doesn't help at all, so... That's probably why we're struggling right now. Because Dixie is pumping, but you can see there's still bullish pressure in gold even though Dixie is pumping. Which is crazy. This is a bad 1 hour close if it closes like this. Showing a lot of weakness. I'm trying to think to myself, if I was still holding this trade, would I have got out break even? Or would I have tried to hold? It looks good, you know, like we start to form structure again. 5 minute was fine. Once the 5 minute close above, I'd hold, wait for this next 5 minute to break the high. It would have never broke the high, and then you're back in drawdown again. And then it's game over now. How terrible, man. How terrible. Yeah, it's just a bit unlucky, guys, we get caught in this. I mean, we're just not getting the volume that we're used to, which is fine. We can just adapt to that. The problem is some days it comes, huh? Some days it comes. And you have to just keep taking positions until it comes. So at the end of the month, you'll see your P&L kind of levels out if you keep taking the positions, but could look pretty scary in the beginning of the month. Or whenever there's a little bit of a drier patch. I wonder what DAX will do on the open. I'm pretty interested to see if we could buy back up, maybe if it dumps. I want to see if I can buy back up if it dumps. London open here. 1 hour candle closed bearish, back in the range. That's it. We're back in the range. So we're stuck again. We are stuck. How did DAX open? Opened up here. So we might get pushed past this resistance, which is high on a 5. We have a 5-minute resistance there. That's annoying. Even Dixie has volume. I know Dixie has more volume than even US 30 has more volume. I was gonna say GJ has more volume, but it doesn't. Yeesh. Today DAX moving a bit wacky, huh? Big move up, then again up on the open. Well, that's normal on the open. I expect it on the open. I was backtesting that US 30 Wickfield strat works pretty well. It does, yeah, it's nice US 30. With Dixie pumping, we could look for sells below here, huh? We have nice liquidity grab from upside. If this change of structure will happen here, because this 15-minute candle will fail. And then we can have this downside here, close below here. We can sell down to the 4-hour support. Mixed bias, remember? GJ does have volume. I'd say it's the same as gold at the moment. If this candle respected structure again, I would take a buy on the 5-minute closing bullish, because then it would just be this uptrend and we could just buy on every pullback. See? If we had something that looks like this, we just have this like Buy on the pullback, profit. 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 You see? And our trade would be from the 5-minute close to the high. And then it would probably pull back again and then maybe consolidate and go down. But at least we would get this trade. But the difference here, which makes me lose confidence in this, is because this happened. Watch. Break of structure here. So since we broke the structure here, you can't be sure that, yes, now the 5-minute did close back in the range, but now you're starting to reduce probabilities again. And you don't really want to be doing that. Also, for the guys in the exclusive, I'll be streaming NYSE today. Yeah, today. Tomorrow, I don't think it's even going to be worth it with FOMC at the night and all of this and GDP and ADP. It's too much, you know. It will be a session where you just take a look-see. You know what I mean? If something, you can catch something in between after the open maybe, you know, then it will be fine. Otherwise, it might just wait for FOMC. So today will be a better trading day. We only have jolts. Usual time, half hour before NYC open? Correct. Seven minutes for the 15 close. We could get this 15 close below. This would be your break-even spot here. Why NYSE and not NY? Because when we trade NYSE in the group, we put more focus on US 30. NYSE has bigger moves. Like, I want to show you what time this candle came on gold yesterday. Look at the time this candle came. This was 1740. 1740 is 10 minutes after NYSE open. Before that, we were consolidating. So you can take trades. You can take trades, of course, after NY open. It's good. And I send my analysis for that, and I do take trades. But in terms of volume, we get way better volume NYSE. Also, we have US 30. So you can keep your session like an hour, hour and a half. Find trades and then get on with your day. It doesn't look good. We are buying and selling in the same range. I didn't buy. I bought above the range, and now I'm selling through the range. I bought up here. I didn't buy in the range. The problem is that we're mid-range. But look how much downside volume we've had in the past. Probably will blast through it. Five-minute open dump. How is DAX doing? Okay. Starting to progress here. 4 minutes for the 15 close. We have a lot of range on DAX for upside today. If it wants to start moving towards the upside. What if you totally switch the sessions? I mean, like stream NY daily and then don't stream London at all. Would you consider that? I trade NY anyway, so it's not like I'm missing out on NY. It's just that I'm not live streaming it on YouTube. And I don't have to be held by YouTube. Like, they don't owe me anything. I don't owe them anything. So as much as I love to help them and try, you know, get people to a profitable position, I still trade NY. So if they're willing to put in the effort and learn and start to trade NY with me, that's their choice as well, right? Same as your choice, right? You're here in the group. You can trade NY with us every day if you put in the effort, right? Show up. Read the plans. Ask questions about the plans. If you have any confusion, be active. Then you're going to profit on NY easy. Especially that we're basically having Zoom calls every single day during NY now. Very fun. Mouse went nuts. Harry, could you run streams on Twitch? Not enough viewers on Twitch. Not enough viewers on Twitch yet. This 5-minute candle closes here, but I don't think we're getting the risk to reward right now. 32 points for 12 points here. I'd love to see a 5-minute bearish candle, 5-minute close above, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be gifted that today. Would be lovely to be gifted that. I'm due. How much you percent up this month? Now like 1.9, was up almost 3. Not much. Didn't really trade much this month, man. Beginning of the month, nothing much. And then was traveling. For middle of the month. Where did you travel? I went to Italy, man. I actually have a vlog coming out this week, hopefully, about that. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Man, 125 likes. Can we do better? No, I think people are not happy. They want London to be back to good pushes. But I'm to blame. We lost likes, actually. People are now unliking it. Oh, man. Too toxic. Too toxic. Don't be toxic. What do you do in Italy besides eating food? We had a yacht. We were going on the yacht to the different parts of the Amalfi Coast. And I'll post the vlog. You watch the vlog. Oops, I wrote caps. Is it bad that I'm only comfortable trading micro? No, but that's something you can improve in the future, right? Actually, I should trade the Instagram caption to "You traded London session." Have you ever tried scalping 5-minute? Yes, I do scalp 5-minute from time to time. Mostly on indices. I'm very heavily 5-minute trading on indices. Are you looking for a trade right now? I am looking potentially if we create structure on DAX, but until we create structure, there's nothing I can see. Gold is starting to just bounce up and down. And then everything else is cooked. Harry, if you have a 75% win ratio, you make 1,000. Why not much more? What do you mean, why not much more? How much do you make per trade? It's not that I only make that much. I do increase. Shame about gold, just lack of volume today, guys. Nothing, like, as a trader, you've done everything in your ability. And this setup has paid me over 2 years. I'm not going to be upset about one position. Because I know over a year, maybe for 2 months, it's not working as good as I wanted to because we're lacking continuation. But then when the continuation months come, I'm here ready. We're going to get paid heavy from those continuation months. Now, the second thing is, I wished we pulled back first so that I didn't have to trade continuation in the session. And I could have then bought from the bottom of the range back up. I would have preferred that if we're not going to be in a continuation phase. So right now, I want to see a change of structure. Exactly what happened here. We saw change of structure buys, change of structure buys, change of structure, potential buys. That would be the way to get back up to the top of the range. If not, we're just going to be stuck in here. It's going to be a load of BS until NY session. And NY session, if London ranges, NY session should have a great push. Because that volume has to go somewhere. Now DAX was nice today, but just not giving us any entry opportunities. This candle tap resistance, this was just a straight breakout. The only way I see to get in on DAX today is you just take this 30-minute close above, stop loss below the 30-minute, forget about the pullbacks, and just go with a daily idea that price is going to push up during today. You would have got your 1-to-1 just a couple of minutes ago, and that's about it. But at the time, it's not really something we expect. Or I was expecting, because if I see a candle closing here, I almost think, okay, at least I can see. I know that's also you holding during London Open. I mean, if you have 75% win ratio, then why not find a deal with someone bigger capital so you trade for them? You said you got, yeah, I am already on the pursuit of that, man. I've actually been working extremely hard on that on the background, and they don't like results where you're they want to see an account, you grow an account with low risk. So of my personal account, I'm risking 2 to 3% sometimes of my personal account. They don't want to see that. They want to see you grow an account risking a very low percentage, so 1% basically, and look to return 2% a month, and see that as a separate investor strategy. So you have to build that, which I'm already doing, and then you get that third party verified, which I've already applied for third party verification, but you need a year plus of data. So it's a year plus of trading with third party verification who are monitoring your account. As they monitor your account, you then get a certificate. It's a big process. Then you get licensing to manage other people's capital. Of course, you have to get lawyers involved, because once the lawyers get involved, to make sure contracts are fair for both sides, because the people who supply you capital can also fuck you over, right? Because it's their capital. So you need to not move fast, you need to move correctly. And then the reason I didn't do that before is because of all of those reasons. I didn't like the contract. I didn't like who it was coming from. I didn't know them personally. It becomes a bit dodgy. So you want to make sure that you have all of that in control. Because we are not playing with small numbers, right? You need to set up and make sure that the API feed you're getting from the brokerage that they're working on is going to be top notch. Spreads are top notch. Imagine you're managing that capital. They set you up with an account, and that account has crazy slippage and crazy spreads. You're going to be totally screwed. You're going to mess everything up, even though you're a good trader. So you need to make sure that who's their direct liquidity. Are they using B2B? Are they using which liquidity provider are they using? Who's going to be their liquidity provider? And then you get a custom API connection into an interface, and you're not even trading. You're trading off custom APIs. What if they take everything and move countries? They could literally do that, yes. It is a threat, but that's why you have to, that's why you have to trust who you're getting capital from. At the end of the day, it's going to be more of a loss for them, right? If you're generating income for them and then they take the money and move. And that's why if you're generating 1%, 2% a month, it makes sense for them to at least hold out throughout the year. And if you demand to have bi-monthly payouts or something, it will be way more beneficial, because it will protect you from that. For them, it would make no sense for them to receive 4% return on investment and run away. And if so, you haven't wasted too much time. But of course, that's like an unlikely case, huh? just do a prop firm, they are trusted. Oh man, you have a lot to learn, my friend. Prop firms are not trusted, man. You are one step away from losing everything. There are some trustworthy ones, but they're not to be trusted, man. One bad day, one day you get slipped and you push over the risk limit, that's your account gone. A bad period in the market, that's your account gone. You do some bullshit with risk, little bit of, then they can deny payouts. There's so much opportunities, you know. But there are some trustworthy prop firms that, for the majority, if you're trading a strategy like mine that is super conservative, super safe, super straightforward, I see a very small % chance they deny you a payout unless you are playing with risk. What I mean by playing by risk, 1 minute you're risking 3%, 1 minute you're risking 1%, 1 minute you're risking 10%, then they're going to give you issues, and I agree with that. But if you're trading a strategy like mine that is not erratic, 1 position a day, 2 positions a day, stop losses, you know, never drag stop loss kept in place, that type of stuff, very unlikely you're going to see them deny a payout. All the people who have requested payouts have not had an issue till today, and we hope to keep it that way. This might be an option here on 5 minute if we don't push too much in the next 2 minutes. What we would need to see is the next 1 minute create some structure. This would actually be the second leg of today. We could get a little bit of a push, at least for a 1-to-1 to this previous 5 minute resistance. Might not be too bad with this volume we have today in DAX. The nice thing is we can manage very quickly on this position because we have this previous range plus a previous 1 minute. Anything closing back in the previous 1 minute, I can get myself out of this position and not really lose much and still give myself a shot. So that's what I like about the way we formed. The only thing I don't like at the moment is we have about 2 minutes left for the close. We need some 1 minute structure, which would also make sure we don't close deep. If we close any deeper, which it looks like it's doing at the moment, unfortunately, it's going to make it difficult for us to enter. But as a trader, we have the rules, we have the conditions I want to see. If it happens, I take it. If it doesn't, I get on with my day. Obviously, it's pushed now. There we go. End of story. And I called the stream there. So appreciate everyone showing up to stream. Unfortunate about earlier on the stream today, but it happens. Business expense. It is not fun, but you can see the type of situation we're in on basically on gold today, just ranging. But I appreciate everyone showing up. It's always a pleasure to have you on stream and watch how I trade on a daily basis. And I do appreciate everything. So take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys in future streams as we continue to tackle and trade these summer months. And the problem is a lot of people are going to leave for the summer months, not come back as they've done in the past, and then miss when we're trading good, come back when it's boring again. And I'll explain to the guys in the exclusive why they do that and what's the psychology behind that. But I appreciate you all. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace. Much love, guys.